No intro today, black man in trouble. Johnny Somali has breached containment. You heard correctly. He is trying to build a raft and set sail for international waters to avoid punishment. He is also threatening the lives of Korean women, as well as this lawyer, Legal Mindset, threatening to infect them with AIDS and stabbing them with some AIDS needle in the street. This is unironic. He is committing more crimes. He is trying his best to avoid punishment. I am very personally excited for this coverage of this video. As you know, I am on vacation, and this is everything that I wanted to see. So we're gonna start off with Johnny Somali setting sails for international waters. Bro's trying to do some chemical warfare, threatening streamers' lives. This is incredible. This is amazing. This is so funny. I'm just saying, any influencer with a yacht right now has a very funny opportunity to have a pretty big PR win involving an unconsensual collab with Johnny Somali. So anyway, lock in, boys and girls. We're here for more downfall. I'm pretty sure Johnny Somali is right now 850% cooked. Like, this is a level of cooked I did not think we'd reach. As you know, 1000% cooked is when he'll be in jail. All right, let's see.
I want to play for you, Johnny, talking about escaping to international waters.
Dude, first of all, that is a massive crime. Oh my God. For those of you that don't know who Johnny Somali is, I'll give you the quick feedback. He is this dude that American guy, went to Korea, basically to stir up some drama. He went to Japan, he committed some crimes, they arrested him, they threw him out of the country. He went to Israel, did some crimes, they arrested him, they threw him out of the country. Went to Korea, tried to replay the same idea. Bro is literally living through the cycle of frick right now. Bro fricks around and then he finds out, as they say. It's pretty glorious. I gotta say, it's pretty awesome. So, anywho, he's out there trying his best to make content by harassing people, and in Korea, they are not taking this as a joke. They are absolutely putting him in jail, probably for 20 years, which is very, very nice. It's very nice to see. I personally love the word reciprocal. It's a beautiful word. It's my favorite word in the English language. The fa to the foe.
Play this little clip here. This is hilarious.
All right, I'm ready.
Once again, this is all new stuff. All of this tonight is new stuff.
Dude, unbelievable how there's constantly new Johnny Somali stuff.
And the next stream, Incheon.
So Incheon, so you guys know, is the port that is west of Seoul. It's largely
Seoul's the capital of South Korea.
Considered as part of the Seoul metropolitan area, but Incheon to Seoul will take you, an hour or two to get there, even at the fastest speed. It's the place where General MacArthur and the Korean War landed. They did their famous landing in Incheon, which was a big W and kind of cut off a lot of the North Korean army and led to the press in the north, which was followed by the Chinese attack and then pressed back to the parallel and kind of the stalemate. But Incheon is also where the airport is as well. But there is a big port in Incheon.
Now I'm pretty sure they confiscated his passport, so I'm pretty sure he can't board a plane. They confiscated his passport. He is known, he is wanted, he's cooked. 850% cooked, actually. And threatening to sail for international waters is a crime. You can't do that if you're in the middle of a legal proceeding. Oh my God. Bro's gonna sneak onto the luggage section. Dude, this is if Blackbeard had zero aura.
Some of the biggest tidal movements happen in Incheon and in that bay. So it is one of the biggest areas where the tide goes up and down by a massive amount. Okay. So much so that ships can ground themselves if they don't know where they're properly navigating during low tide.
He might kill himself doing. Again, I don't support that. Listen, while I don't support the retards, I do absolutely appreciate them, okay? I want to make this clear. I don't want him to accidentally kill himself. However, no, it sounds so wrong. However, the point is, I would love him to keep cooking. Bro, dude is not, oh my God, bro's gonna die. Listen, this is just Darwinism at its finest. Bro will not be breeding. There will not be another generation of Somali.
It is a
Somali pirate ate the dum-dum fruit here.
Huge shift. So he's talking about going to Incheon, and let's hear what he has to say.
I'm going to Incheon.
All right.
I'm renting a boat.
Oh my God.
Or an inflatable raft.
Inflatable raft. You know why he had to add that stipulation? Because he's broke. Because he's in Korea. They confiscated his passport. He's not able to make money. He's streaming to 20 people on some random shadow realm of streaming platforms. No one even knows how to find him. And they're just donating to him money literally just to keep screwing himself over to new and new wavelengths. It's glorious. This is the glorious level of retard that I wanted today. Oh my God.
And I'm gonna stream sailing to international water.
He said it on camera. There's no way he's this dumb. Oh my God, there's no way he's this stupid. How is someone this stupid? I'm telling you. Johnny Somali is a gift created by God to give me content and entertainment. Otherwise, there's no explanation for something like this. There's no explanation for something like this. He's trying to rent a boat to flee the country. Does he not realize that's also theft? He's plotting his escape. Oh my God, he's gonna be destroyed. He's streaming on Hank's YouTube channel because he doesn't have his own. That's amazing.
As soon as I hit international water, he can't touch me.
Look how confident he is, bro. They're gonna extradite him. They are going to extradite his ass right back to Korea. Oh my God, he really is trying to be a Somali pirate. Oh my God.
Not gonna happen. Number one, he will not get anywhere near international waters. He wouldn't even make it close to international waters because of the outlying islands. He would go so far, and the closest he could get to international waters would be trying to go to North Korea, in which case
Oh, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. Oh my God, dude. Can you imagine? Okay, all right. Listen, I'm just playing this out. Okay, I'm just playing this out. All right, I will play this out. I don't want this to happen, okay? I'm not saying this with glee because it will happen. I'm just saying that God loves giving me good content, and like realistically, Russia is using North Korean troops in their war against Ukraine. Specifically, the North Korean troops that North Korea is trying to punish or get rid of. Like, I'm just saying, there is a not 0% chance that Johnny Somali ends up in a Korean prison. I mean, ends up in a Ukrainian prison. There is a not 0% chance of this happening. Bro thinks he's Jack Sparrow, commandeering a boat and sailing for glory. This is amazing. This is incredible. That would be the craziest crossover episode. Zelensky, look at him. Where's your suit?
North Korea, I would love for him to try that because they will shoot down and destroy any boat. They shoot down Chinese fishing vessels. They would 100% shoot him down. But in an inflatable raft or a small boat, he wouldn't even make it out of the bay, right?
Love that.
He wouldn't even make it out of the bay. It would be R.I.P. Ramsey real quick.
It's got to be the worst pirate I've ever seen. But you've seen me.
Even if they'd even try to rent it to him, right?
Yeah, Captain Black Sparrow is not, he was not cooking with, I want to see it happen though. Oh my God.
So, I mean, once again, I would love to see him try. It would not work. This will not work. But
all right, hell yeah. So that was the first little update. He's trying to sail into international waters. In other news, the Korean news is absolutely cooking Johnny Somali. So let's dive down this rabbit hole. Legal Mindset over here translated it.
Now, the Korean media has been destroying him. We have a translated interview, but there have been several mainstream. We're talking like if ABC or CNN or Fox or whatever in the US did a piece on Somali. This is big stuff. These are not.
This is incredible. This is incredible. Oh my God. Oh my God. He is becoming a legend.
Small channels in Korea. These are big channels, mainstream media. They have been destroying him. They've been covering him, and they've been covering us.
Ooh.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they have been watching our channel and covering us.
That's awesome.
As we get this information out there, and it has been absolutely glorious to see them getting good information from a good source.
Hey.
We're going to go to the Korean media stuff first. I want to show you this real quick. They understand the Korean
Bro, dude, if Johnny Somali would be in America right now, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter would be like, he is misunderstood. He is being treated badly by those Koreans. How dare this happen? And Carmelo Anthony, the two new heroes.
Strategy. The Korean strategy is to bleed him dry, to take his money and just make sure that he does not make a dime and that he is losing this money while he's there because he has to pay for everything and he's not getting any payments or he has any revenue. He can't stream, he can't work.
That is such a crazy strategy. I've never heard of something like this from like this is a first world country, right? I have never heard of something like this, man. Could you imagine? Could you even imagine? Instead of like just putting him in a regular court case, ending him up in prison, like he's gonna end up in prison. But instead of doing it that way, they decided, nah. slow and unusual torture. We will bleed him dry. You are sentenced to hobo. The hobo trials begins.
So they understand that. And in this broadcast, this is a broadcast that was by SBS Media, which has 4.8 million subscribers. So I'll pull this up here for you guys. This is a very big news outlet in Korea. You can see it right here with the two broadcasters. Dude. And I'm going to play a little bit of this. It's in Korean. And then I'm going to read you the translation of this. But just look at what source they're using here.
지인 버전 텔레그램 있습니다. 해당 메시지에는 페이팔 기부 계정과 함께
Hey, look at that. It's our boy. Nice.
요청이 담겨 있습니다. 그의 지인은 비용이 부담스러워서 한다고 밝혔는데요. 출국 금지 상태, 한국에서 일도 할 수 없다며 지인인 자신이 도와 굶어 줄 것이다라고 덧붙였습니다.
So they cover all this, and I'm not going to pull the whole thing, but I'll give you guys the little translation of that.
All right.
Because we've got that here today. And that is over here.
Love that.
Let's pull this up and let's big screen it because it's in small font, but I got the whole thing. So here's how it read. And I'll read this out for you guys. This is a final update for today. So they left this for the last story of the day on major news.
That is crazy. The grand finale in local mainstream media, Korean news, was roasting Johnny Somali. How incredible is that? The internet has so much power. It's because of people like Legal Mindset and me and Atozy and other people covering this that this became a mainstream story. Like, that's insane. That's crazy. It's crazy to think about how much power the little people, the little retards actually have. Like, we do have power to some degree.
The latest status...
A little terrifying. I don't want anyone to believe that I'm actually burying dinosaurs in the ground to trick Candace Owens.
Of an American YouTuber who repeatedly mocked and humiliated Korea, including kissing the Statue of Peace, has been reported. The YouTuber, known as Somali, has had their recent activities and trial proceedings exposed by another YouTuber who has been tracking their case.
Bro, this literally is just YouTubers exposed this guy and we're taking him to jail because of the YouTubers that did it. How insane of a timeline is this?
The reporting YouTuber, that's me, released private Telegram messages exchanged between Somali and an associate, Hank, which included PayPal donation links and a request for financial support. So why did the media focus on that? Because Korea understands the strategy is to bleed him dry financially.
Oh my God.
Working. It is absolutely 100% working.
I cannot believe this is like a legitimate strategy that they're using. Like, I thought for sure this was just like the regular process of Korean courts that, you know, you're not allowed to work here. He's not in Korea on a work visa. He's not allowed to work in Korea. And therefore, he's in Korea and he gets cooked. And he can't work, so he's broke. I didn't realize the actual strategy was to bleed him dry. That is so vindictive. And I fully support it because I don't like Johnny Somali. I have morals, okay? I have morals and I stand by my principles. My principles are we throw tomatoes at retards and it's working. It's working. It's, I think, beneficial for society.
He is desperate. He has no money. He's resorting to
wealth, fame, power. Johnny Somali has achieved none of these things.
Outlandish things in order to get money. So their strategy is working. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with the Korean approach. A lot of people want to see the Vitaly-like approach of the Philippines.
I personally do. I don't like the Korean-like approach. However, I am very much appreciating the public lacerations that this man is getting. The public stonings. People are throwing rocks at him. People are punching him in the streets. I'm enjoying it immensely. I think that this is very nice. This is very nice.
But you can say, you know, you're playing two different games. Some people are playing a long game. Some people are playing a short game. Korea is playing a long game the way they want to play the long game. They're playing their game their way, and it is working. Right? The Philippines did their thing with Vitaly.
Yeah, I covered that also. Vitaly was like stealing things from people in stores and in public. And he's another American-Russian YouTuber guy. He went to the Philippines to cause trouble. He wanted some clout and he's in jail. The F around find out mentality. It's so good. Reciprocal. One of my favorite words in the English language.
Did work in their way. They're different strategies, right? They're different approaches to things. So, but they see it. The media sees it, which says, and continuing there, so he needed a PayPal donation link and request for financial support. In the messages, Somali's associate, Hank, claimed that legal fees were becoming unmanageable and pleaded for donations, adding that Somali, currently under a travel ban, cannot work in Korea and would starve to death without their help.
Oh my God. They actually said that in the news? Dude, the FAFO law. They just looked at the news smiling, saying, and Johnny Somali will die. He will starve to death because people cannot get him money. Oh, well, this is so sad. Anyway, moving on.
Last October, Somali was indicted for disrupting operations at a convenience store in Mapo in Seoul by blasting loud music and spilling cup noodle water on tables. Somali also sparked outrage by kissing the Statue of Peace and repeatedly hurling racial slurs and harassment at citizens.
Yep.
Note that word, harassment.
Yeah, wow.
Actions that led to physical altercations with other YouTubers. That's all for the report. Thank you for listening. So mainstream media is on it. They're covering it. And this is really bad for Somali because this.
Oh, no. Poor guy. The Philippines are completionists. They just wanted to get to the end credits. They're speedrunners. And South Korea is like actually getting all the achievements on their way to cooking Johnny Somali.
This is the type of thing that the judge, his family, other people are seeing 100%.
Nice.
And that is not going to go well for him. In addition, Somali has openly threatened news channels. And let me pull this up right here. This is a huge mistake to come after news channels and say they are going to attack news channels.
Dude, and every time you think it can't get worse for him, he opens his mouth again. Dude is winning all the Darwin Awards.
So let's listen into Hank and Johnny talking about essentially what sounds like trespassing and harassing reporters.
The JBC news building is not even open. Who's the news that was talking about it?
JTBC.
So you want to go? You down to go to the headquarters?
Yes, and like demand an interview.
Oh my God, they're gonna actually go into the Korean news station and demand an interview. This is amazing. This is incredible. You think that the gift it'll stop giving at some point? It doesn't stop giving.
That's a good content line.
Actually demand an interview.
Me and Hank go to the Korean news channel that has been talking the most about us, and we show up to their headquarters live and on YouTube, live on this channel and Hank's channel, and we tell these. We want to interview now.
Bro, they want to go to harass news stations? This guy, it's every day is Hanukkah, man. Literally, this man is incredible. He's amazing. It's endless content. I'm telling you, God broke the mold on this man. He literally, oh my God.
And we're not leaving till you call the police. Now!
I don't know why he thinks this is a good threat. Bro's catching charges like they're Pokemon. Infinite content jutsu. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop.
Now.
Bro, this dude needs to go back to America ASAP, all right? He'd become George Floyd too. They'd call it the Floydening. It would be incredible. How many cities could get burnt down for the sake of Johnny Somali?
And then the next stream in Xi'an. I'm going.
Okay, let's stop with. Okay, he says something crazy after this. So let me address the first part.
Oh
right?
my God.
Right? Okay, so they're going to call the police pretty quickly. Like they're not going to.
Yeah, of course they're not going to wait. He's going to say, "I demand an interview now, not leaving until you call the police." They would call the police right away. An extra charge.
Wait to call the police. They're going to call the police pretty quickly when Somali shows up. They also have security, right? So like main headquarters of a news building has security. He's not just going to be able to walk up to the reporter's desk and start yelling at them. They're going to have security. You probably won't even be able to get off the ground floor and get up to their main office. They'll probably be stuck on the ground floor and not be able to get anywhere. So they can try that. That will not work out well for them. Let's put it that way. That will not work out well for them. By the way, there are multiple outlets that are covering this now. So they're talking.
Yeah, this is going to be mainstream. This is going to be insane. They might even spin this into being something else like awful. I don't know if you ever heard of this story. There was a protester for Genshin Impact that, as stupid as this sounds, you know, the Chinese video game, they invaded a news site and they tried to assassinate the CEO. Like, they pulled out a knife, they tried to kill the guy. Because they didn't like one of the bunny costumes that were made for one of their anime characters in Genshin Impact. I don't think people are gonna play with this guy. They're not gonna let him get close to anybody. They're not taking these chances. Like, this is wild. UTF. Yeah, I know. It's a crazy story. I've covered it in the past on the channel. It's insanity.
About one specific outlet, I believe JTC, but I just showed you another outlet that was covering this as well. So there are multiple, and then there was a third as well that covered it. And this was one that my good friend, Dr. Ulrich, you guys are very familiar with Dr. Ulrich. He came over and forwarded me a video from, let's see, which one was that? From MBM Network, which trolled him as well for not having any money. So there's now 2 networks, major networks, that have said that he is broke as a joke, and they're pretty much making fun of it. They're like laughing at his demise.
Dude, this is amazing. Dude, this guy became like the actual arch nemesis for literally all of the country.
Because
I'm so glad. See, guys, racism will not divide us. We will grow past the racist tendencies of our past. You see, in America, everything becomes a race issue. Everything becomes a race issue. But we are all coming together to laugh at this retard. You see, I personally think that retards are the cure to racism. Not the symptom, but the cure. As long as you can recognize the retards everywhere, it is truly a glorious, glorious uptick for society.
It is absolutely hilarious that he thought he could screw around and would have no consequences.
Yeah, he found out. He found out real quickly. Apparently, he found out so quickly that he is now threatening the lives of people. Like this guy, Legal Mindset, the lawyer that's covering this case, as well as threatening random Korean women that he's going to infect them with a pinprick of AIDS. Dude is not beating any allegations. He's not. He's making it worse. He really thinks random death threats to women and lawyers is a good move for him right now with all the scrutiny he's in? Dude.
Johnny Somali is threatening.
I love how dude went out and got AIDS beforehand, all right? He went to get AIDS early, all right? He figured, why wait for prison where I'm going to get AIDS without consent? Might as well get AIDS with consent now.
Korean women with infection with STDs, specifically with HIV and AIDS.
Bro. Dude, that's crazy. How does this happen? How does this happen? Oh my God.
This is something that...
Yeah, this is a level of retard no one could defend. I don't know, man. Black Lives Matter is not defending this guy. It is not.
People might think of as a joke. This is not a joke. And in fact, when in history, and I'm going to get into this, we'll show you some case law. Oh, there's case law about this.
All right.
But there are cases where people have been prosecuted, specifically in the United States. In fact, repeatedly, people have been prosecuted for threatened potential threats to infect others with diseases. And that is something that is not okay. In fact, there was a parole for a doctor. I believe it might have been a doctor who injected his mistress with HIV and hepatitis. She contracted those.
Oh my God.
He went to jail.
Yeah,
she actually, I believe, eventually died of HIV/AIDS. So he went to jail. He was denied parole.
All right, what's the over-under on this? If Trump publicly denounces Johnny Somali, would the mainstream media in America start defending him? This is the question I leave you in the comments. All right, this is the question. All right, that's the question.
So let's watch this thing. This is video of Ramsey Cletus Smile on April 22nd talking about this. Let's just play the tape.
Oh, God.
Korea does not let me out of Korea.
Yup, he going to jail.
I'm telling you right now, it is a danger to the Korean women.
Oh, my God, that is a direct threat. I thought, like, he would dance around it. That is a direct threat. If they don't let him out of Korea now, he'll be a danger to Korean women? What does that mean? Oh my God. Oh my God. Put this clown in the circus where he belongs. Bro's hole is gonna get so stretched. He's going out here to try to infect other people with AIDS. Bro's gonna be catching all sorts of STDs soon.
I have had so much sex with Korean women while I've been locked here.
First of all,
I doubt it, man. I highly doubt that.
Oh, let me say this real quick. I do not believe this at all.
No.
Number one, he doesn't have any money.
No Riz, no money, no bitches. This is not happening. It's not happening. Absolute cap. Gigantic cap. Oh, God.
Although he does admit to using, and I do believe he did engage in prostitution in Southeast Asia and other.
Oh, my God, dude. He's talking about prostitutes. Oh, God. Two streamers I know of that went to prostitutes in Asia or whatever, in Europe. Yep. Hassan Piker and Johnny Somali, cut from the same cloth. I always knew it.
Places, but in Korea, he definitely doesn't have any money. Number one, and number two, ain't nobody interested in Ramsey Cletus Smile. So I'm calling, you know,
cap.
Calling a lie on that one.
Yeah,
but let's continue to hear his threat, because once again, he is threatening Korea if they don't let him go.
I don't wear any condom when I f these Korean women. I don't get any STD tests when I f these Korean women. I don't. I don't get any STD tests when I fuck these Korean women. And I make sure to spread whatever I have.
Why would you just casually admit to carrying tons of diseases? Why would you do this? Like, he's broadcasting this information. Bro is gonna be, he's gonna die alone, man. Oh my God.
To all of these Korean women. And the police can't stop me.
Well, I mean, they can if he's in jail. Then he'll start spreading his things to Korean men.
Government can't stop me. These Korean ladies is fiending for black. Every single week they keep me in Korea. I'm gonna keep coming in Korean women. I'm a handsome, sexy. I'm nice. I'm good looking.
Bro, have you seen a picture of this guy? Wait.
Wait,
hold up. I don't think you realize how this guy looks. This is a weird Pokemon over here. Really, bro? This guy? This dude? Really? He's also has the worst build of all time. He's skinny fat. Let me show you Yo! Ain't no way. This is history's worst build, man. I don't know. This is the worst build of all time. Yeah. Ain't nobody interested in anything going on here. Yeah, absolutely not. But anyway, this is an old clip.
Okay, do you guys want to know what happened when I went to the red light district with Hank? I'll tell you all the story. The other day we went to the red light district, and the reason I didn't stream it is because every single hooker we met in the red light district was like, no black, no.
Oh God, even the hookers didn't want his money? That's crazy. That is the craziest letdown of all time. You fail so miserably. Bro has so little riz, even the hookers aren't interested. Oh my God, this is incredible. So wait, so first he makes this threat that, you know, he's some sort of living chemical weapon, and then it turns out it's quite the opposite of that.
No black. I was getting mad.
These Korean ladies is fiending for black.
No black. No black.
Yeah.
No black.
Yeah.
So obviously, and that's a cut by Johnny Somali over there on X. You know, he's talking about that stuff, and then he's talking about.
Bro really thought he was a living bioweapon with no means of actually transmitting any of the diseases. But don't worry, man. Don't worry, dude. You're gonna have new sexual partner soon in Korean prison. This is so sad. Poor Johnny Somali. Could we all just realize that that Johnny Somali is literally ruining his own life purely for our content? I think we should all thank him. Thank you, Johnny Somali. And thank you, God, for inventing this incredible level of retard.
Injecting people intentionally with HIV and AIDS, and he specifically actually makes a threat against me, right? So let's listen to this one. I posted this one on my X so people can look at this one here. This is a very specific threat against me, of all people here. So let's listen up to this one.
Legal mindset. I don't need to fight that. I'll walk past and inject them with some HIV blood with a needle.
Oh my God.
Legal mindset.
See.
He just straight up admits it. He calls him out by name and then he threatens to inject him with HIV. That's insanity. That's crazy. How do you just do this? He is going to be in jail for a very long time. He's going to be in jail for a very long time. This is A, he's filming himself with a potato, and B, oh my God, he's going to get destroyed.
That's a very specific threat against a very specific person. That's actually against me. So that is...
He's like honored. He's loving it, man. Dude, Johnny Somali tried to DM me. He said he wanted to, like, you know, have this whole thing. No thanks. I don't know, man. I don't know if it was Johnny Somali or someone else on his account. But, yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, he's so bad at this YouTube thing, he calls out all of his haters. He calls me out, he calls Legal Mindset out, he calls out Atozy, he calls out Moist Critical. Like, it's incredible. It's truly incredible. He doesn't recognize how awful he looks and how much content he's actually giving us. Because while he's broke, there is an entire ecosystem. An ecosystem of people getting rich off of his downfall.
What you would call, and that's a threat, and that's what you call a pinprick attack, which is, you can Google it. There's actually Wikipedia pages about it. There's stuff like that about it. That is very much criminal to threaten, to talk about. And in many countries, there's actually specific statutes that relate to that legally, right? That specifically relate to that. So that actually gives me some interesting law to talk about. That's the rest of the PowerPoint here.
Ooh.
So in countries like the United States and Western Europe, there are laws. Now, in many places
threatening HIV is criminal in almost all countries. Oh my God.
It's a specific statute, the specific law that says that threatening people with AIDS or passing AIDS is illegal. Now, back in the day, these laws were controversial because many people thought that they would be used against.
Bro, Johnny Somali's mom looking up the statutes right now, trying to get a 94th trimester abortion. She trying so hard, bro.
Against people that lived other alternative lifestyles, like, for example, homosexuals. So in the past, they thought that these laws would be used widely to essentially ban homosexuality, which largely, by and large, with isolated cases and individual, exceptions aside, by and large, generally that did not happen. But those laws are still on the books,
Nice.
Laws that criminalize specifically the intentional transmission of HIV and AIDS. But beyond that, you can actually use existing laws. So laws like intimidation. So saying, I'm going to do this because you cover me.
I mean, this absolutely is intimidation. It absolutely is intimidation. It is a threat. It is incredibly dangerous. And he's doing it to a lawyer of all people. Oh my God.
Or I'm going to do this if you don't release me. That is intimidation. That's also an attempted crime. It can be assault. And if you actually do it, it can be attempted murder or murder. So if you killed somebody, they died of AIDS, that would actually be murder. And in Korea, there are some specific crimes. I want to give a quick shout out to
Oh my God, he compiled all the Korean case law about it. He's like, don't worry, all y'all prosecutors. You prosecutors, man, you guys can cook. All right, I'll just give you the ammo for your weapons. You shoot.
To Dr. Ulrich and also to the other folks that helped me out in Korea on this, because they helped me out with these specific articles. I think Dr. Ulrich gave me a lot of these, so big shout out to him. But I confirmed these and asked around and looked them all up, so they all check out. But in Korea, if you actually went over and threatened people with HIV, you could be guilty of any of these things: injury,
Dude.
attempted injury, serious injury, special threat, attempted crime, murder. Also, Korea has a special statute, a special law called the Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome, that's AIDS, Prevention Act, Article 19, Prohibition on Conduct risking transmission. What does that carry? I know you all want to know, and that is 10 years in jail. So 10.
God, how does he keep doing this? He's gonna be in prison forever. Dude. Oh my God, dude. Listen, I'm just saying, I am going to retire as a YouTuber before Johnny Somali leaves Korean prison. And you know what? I might come back just to say Fafo when he gets released. This is crazy. This is insane. 10 years and he just doesn't stop. He is speedrunning every crime he can.
10 years under that statute for any conduct that would involve that. So that would be stacking on top of his...
Sue him, Andrew. Sue him. Get involved. Think of the content.
Already full stack of issues. 10 years in potential years in prison. That's a maximum penalty there, right? So a lot of solid
Dude,
time there as well. And once again, this is all stuff Johnny tried to delete because Johnny knew when he played that is a direct threat. That is a direct threat, not just the Korean people. He threatened me specifically, but this is very, very insane, right?
God,
and once
dude.
again, he still has a criminal case pending.
That's insane. That's what he tried to delete. Because I knew that he tried to delete something. Apparently, because I saw this tweet. Someone tell Johnny to quickly delete the VOD. Too late, bro. Too late. Oh my God, that's incredible. Yeah, this account keeps tweeting at me and stuff. Also, it's insane. It's crazy. The Johnny Somali saga keeps getting better and better. Bro is literally 850% cooked right now. Does he not realize that he is giving us endless content? Does he not realize that there is an entire ecosystem of making fun of this freak? I don't know if he does or if he doesn't, but we thank you for your service as a professional retard detector extraordinaire. What you do does not go unnoticed, Johnny. Very cool. Thanks for being here. 1000% cooked when he's in prison. It's gonna be great. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.